Hey guys, John and Jeff here with Best Price Nutrition. Be sure to check out our website at BestPriceNutrition.com and make sure to hit that subscribe button down below the video, ring the bell, do all that good stuff. Got a lot of videos coming out over the next couple weeks, and we're going to be doing a couple more of these CrazyBulk versus prohormone videos.
Yep.
We got another one of these for you guys today. We're going to be looking at CrazyBulk D-Bol. We're going to hold this up as I say CrazyBulk D-Bol. CrazyBulk D-Bol versus high-tech Dianabol.
Yep.
CrazyBulk D-Bol aims for fast muscle gains, increased strength, reduce muscle soreness, stripping body fat, and boosting testosterone.
Yep.
So,
and before we even get into that, I just want to say, us talking about D-Bol and Dianabol, these are not the steroids.
Neither one is a steroid.
Neither one of them. They both, use some similar names than these steroids, but this one at least is a prohormone. And as you talk, the D-Bol is a Dianabol
Muscle
alternative.
muscle building.
So,
yes, we're going through both formulas, kind of looking at the ingredients and what they do, and looking at the dosages, basically.
Yeah, so first, we went through the D-Bol, and these ingredients we're going through, you can go out and do your own research, you can go online and find what each one of these specific ingredients do, but we kind of wanted to break it down, show you what we found, some of the studies behind them and everything. So the D-Bol first, so let's not confuse these. We're not talking about this one yet, but the D-Bol, which we don't have in front of us because we don't sell it,
Right.
By CrazyBulk. So the first ingredient they have is vitamin D3. Now we like vitamin D3. I like vitamin D.
Yes, when we talk about a lot of these, in a muscle builder, you kind of expect muscle building or test boosting ingredients, and a lot of the ingredients, pretty much across the board with all the CrazyBulk, you're looking at vitamins, protein, amino acids, maybe like an herb or something like that. And it's kind of the same thing with this one as well.
Yeah. So the vitamin D3 in here is only 7.5 micrograms. Now converted over to IU, what did we get, like 3,000 IUs?
300 IU.
300 IU. So that's a really low dose of vitamin D3, even if you wanted to supplement your diet with it.
Yeah, so a typical vitamin D supplement, I would say the low end would be 1,000 IUs.
Yep.
Most are probably
I think 5,000.
2,000, 3,000. I normally do 5. We even sell the 10,000.
Yeah.
So 7.5 micrograms is really, really small.
Yes. And in some research it has, I take it for immunity, and it's got just some other great benefits. I've seen stuff for testosterone, few studies out there, but again, this is such a low dose.
Well, it should be interesting. We did our own research. We kind of got battling, battling notes here.
And when we jump into it, he looks at some research, I look at mine. So you found some stuff as well?
Yeah, I mean, it's a common, I would say most test boosters, or a lot of test boosters and muscle builders, will have vitamin D and zinc. They're good for overall health. There is some research that shows they're good for building muscle or test, but it's not going to give you a huge boost in testosterone or a ton of muscle. And especially not at that dose.
Yes, exactly. Second ingredient, magnesium.
Great ingredient.
Great ingredient. I take it before I go to bed. But 60 milligrams, which again is very low.
So the one I take is on the high end. I take 500 milligrams every night.
Okay.
And I think they say recommended is 300 to 420. They say 400 to 500 is kind of on the higher end of where you want to be, but 60 milligrams is nothing.
Yes. And if you had a higher dose, I did read that it can help with the electrolyte imbalances and which can help improve your performance at the gym.
Right.
But again, this is such a low dose.
With a lot of these kind of overall health ingredients, it's good for your overall health. It might help a little bit with muscle, but you're not going to be packing on muscle taking vitamin D and zinc.
Exactly. Next one, Suma root concentrated extract. This one of the first times I kind of heard about this, but I did read, now there's some studies out there, again, there's probably battling studies, but it may be able to help with libido and increase testosterone. But a lot of people take it for inflammation.
You had this one, either I've heard of it or I think it may have been an ingredient in some of the other CrazyBulk stuff we broke down, because it also goes by the name Brazilian ginseng. And it kind of rung a little bit about with me.
Okay.
And like you said, it does seem to maybe have some benefits to libido, but not necessarily building muscle or test. One thing that's interesting about it, it's an adaptogen, which kind of falls into the same categories like ashwagandha.
Yep.
So it helps your body deal with stress. I guess if it lowers cortisol, that could, in a roundabout way, help kind of boost test. And I think good. Did you have anything about the recommended dose of that one?
I had 200 to 600 milligrams.
Okay, I didn't have it in my notes, but I think I saw the same. So we're on kind of the low end of where you want to be with that.
Exactly. Next one was MSM. Now you're a fan of MSM.
Fantastic ingredients,
Yes.
great for connective tissues, back pain, knee pain, joint pain.
You were taking that a lot.
Oh yeah, I got a bottle at home. I take it, my girlfriend takes it. Great ingredient, but it's not really going to do anything for testosterone or muscle building.
Yeah.
And a typical dose of MSM is 500 milligrams to 3,000 milligrams, or 800.
That's about what I saw. Yep.
Not terrible. I think most of the supplements I have maybe about 1,500 in there.
Okay. Yeah. Again, low dosed. The one I was excited about seeing in here was the ashwagandha, because we're both fans of ashwagandha.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. I take it for at night. It's helps with. I feel like it calms me.
Mm-hmm.
But there are some research about testosterone levels and helping increase testosterone.
It helps lower your cortisol. So.
Yep. Exactly.
And it's in a lot of test boosters, muscle builders, testosterone 21.
Testosterone 21 by Pharmaceuticals has it, and you can just take it on its own.
And I think I was telling you, I have bought cheap ashwagandhas and bought some more expensive ones, and I think it's a noticeable difference.
Because you like the KSM 66, which is like the patent.
Even that one, Sensoral, is like good for sleep.
Okay.
I forget there's a third one too. But yeah, there's definitely a difference between taking like the cheap $8 ashwagandha and the $20 or $30 ones.
So this one only has, I don't think I wrote it down. Do you have it?
They got 200 milligrams.
Okay.
I would say, a lot of companies underdose and things. You'll see it 300, 400, but I would say like 600 seems to be like the minimum kind
That's the one I'm
level
taking.
you want to be at.
600. So very low dosed again.
Yeah.
Another ingredient was tribulus.
Tribulus.
I believe tribulus.
Yes,
Tribulus.
75 milligrams.
Yes. So back when I was younger, this was like, if you want, stronger libido and all that kind of stuff, you got to take tribulus.
Right.
But I think more studies came out that it's kind of placebo.
We do, so the tribulus, I would say like tribulus and the tribulus and fenugreek are in pretty much every test booster out there.
Yeah.
And I always find it odd that a lot of them have those two but don't have Tomcat LE, which is like the gold standard as far as boosting tests. I found similar things. I found that it is potentially good for libido, heart health, urinary tract health, but not really a whole lot of concrete evidence for boosting test or muscle building. And even as far as the test stuff, I think it said in animal studies it was effective, in human studies much less proven.
And the dosage that most of the products I looked at that actually have it are between 750 and 1200 milligrams.
Okay, yeah, it's a clinical dose 200 to 1500, but I think the same thing, like 700 to 1500 is kind of more the range.
And this one is 75 milligrams.
75,
so very underdosed. Did I miss one?
We got, I think we got to cover sodium hyaluronic, which is hyaluronic acid, and we got the isoleucine as well.
So the hyaluronic acid, 30 milligrams. Now this, a lot of the stuff out there was for like skin, wrinkles, firmness.
A lot of the creams and the life extension skin products all have hyaluronic acid in it.
So I tried to look into like muscle building, and there was some like loose research on that it may help to boost muscle size and help against muscle damage.
I think I saw something about that. And obviously it's good for joints, which I guess is good if you're working out a lot, but it's not necessarily going to boost your chest or build muscle.
But again, here, most of the formulas I looked at were between 100 and 120 milligrams.
Yeah, like clinical 20 to 200, so a very, very low end of the range.
Okay. And then the last one was with the isoleucine.
Yeah, which is BCAA amino acid. We noticed that about a lot of the other CrazyBulk supplements, like very low doses of aminos and proteins.
One had like whey protein and soy protein, like 450 milligrams.
Like 0.4 of a gram of protein or something like that.
Yep. But which, if you take BCAAs, it can help against muscle breakdown. Mm-hmm. A lot of people do, I usually only recommend taking BCAAs when you're in a low caloric diet, because normally you get enough of them through like protein. If you're eating enough and getting enough protein, you really don't need BCAAs. But again, this one's only 300 milligrams. And how many BCAAs do you usually take?
6 grams,
7 grams, yes. So, and it's hard to put all that in a pill, which you can see here with only 300 milligrams. So, so that's everything in this product.
Yeah.
So that is D-Bol broken down. They call it an alternative, I can't really say it is.
Well, yeah, and I kind of think there's kind of a scale to muscle builders. So I think you got like the laxogenins, tercosterones, epicatechins, which are great, but probably aren't going to be as potent as like the andros.
Yep.
But I'm kind of surprised that like we don't really even have any of the kind of like natural muscle builders, or like no laxogenin in here.
Yeah,
Nothing like that.
Yeah.
Tomcat Ali.
A better like alternative would be like you said, tercosterone, laxogenin,
Epicat, Epismash.
Epismash, or the prohormones like we're going to talk about here.
Yep.
So now versus. So this is the Dianabol by High-Tech Pharmaceuticals. So again, not a steroid, prohormone. So Dianabol, this is also a blend. You know, a lot of high-tech products are like single dosed. This is more of a blend. Some people like that. They get, you know, more of these andros and some of these other ingredients, because this one does have a lot of non-andro ingredients as well.
You know, I said this, and what was the we were talking earlier? Some of them are very straightforward. One test is a 1 andro.
Yeah.
You know, 1 AD is 1 andro and some laxogenin. These ones are a little bit more complicated. They have some like herbs and things like that, as well as andros.
Yep, exactly. So these you take 3 per day. So the total, now each serving is 575 milligrams. We take 3, so it's what, 1650 as far as milligrams. And some of the ingredients in here, we're just going to kind of run through them. But starting with the andros, so you have a 4 andro in here, and that's going to of course help with mass, strength. We usually normally recommend when you are bulking, trying to gain size. You got androsterone, which is another one for lean muscle mass and strength. They throw in an epiandro, which is great for strength, but it's also great for cutting. That's why Dianabol is kind of a mid-range, like if you're not trying to bulk, but you're not trying to cut, but just put on lean muscle mass.
Right.
Those work together well. And we got tercosterone, and you figured out there was 2 forms of it.
2 forms. We got the, well, I shouldn't even try to pronounce this, rat bone tecum carthamides, and then the ajuga turkistanica as well. We got some laxogenin in there too.
Laxogenin's in there, and then you got the methoxyflavones, which is also been shown to help increase testosterone levels. So overall, like a really solid formula. If you're looking for a blend and you want to get in some of those natural anabolics into your formula as well. But something we sell a lot of here.
It's kind of good too, because I just got off the phone with a guy. A lot of people are starting to take tercosterone and things like that, either on cycle or post cycle.
And this allows you to do it. So, all right. We broke this one down pretty well.
Good, right?
Okay, so guys, so this is another one. We're trying to go through these to help you guys out. But again, Dianabol by High-Tech Pharmaceuticals versus D-Bal, CrazyBulk, not steroids, it's just in the name. But if you've taken either, please post down below and give us your comments on it. Or if you have some questions about either one of these products, post them down below. John and I are there answering them as quickly as we can. But you can purchase Dianabol, at least if you want to go with that one, at BestPriceNutrition.com.
Buy 2 bottles, $5 off. Buy 3 bottles, $10 off. Free shipping.
Yeah, because 3 bottles of this, $10 off. They'll give you a complete 8-week cycle.
Yep.
Yeah. So if you have any questions, let us know, guys. Otherwise, shop at BestPriceNutrition.com. Thank you.